we have Jason Aldean's song, which has brought so much controversy on TikTok, and we have people calling it racist and all sorts of names. So I collected a few videos for you guys, and to start with, we have this video of a lady that everyone is teaching on TikTok because she made this video calling out people to talk about Jason Aldean's song, which she called a racist dog whistle. So this is a black people's reaction. Like black people reacted to this video. I've made two collections, this one and the other video that I'll be posting very soon. So let's get into this one and then we're gonna talk.
So are we gonna talk about the racist dog whistles in Jason Aldean's new song or no? Because this shit's got me fired up. When I tell you there was a visceral response to hearing this song for the first time today, I mean that shit. After listening to this song one time, the references that I heard were nods to sundown towns and lynch mobs. And actually, this song is a great example of how you don't have to mention race at all for something to very obviously be about race. So the song is called Try That in a Small Town, and if you're with me, you already know where this is going. So right out of the gate in the first verse, he's talking about very stereotypical crimes that you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like carjackings and robbing liquor stores. Who talks about those crimes? Sounds like he got his inspiration for this song from Fox News. And then he goes on to say, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Who could he be talking about there? Because I guarantee you it's not the people from the Capitol. So then we get to the chorus. And this is where shit just gets wild. So he says, well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Round here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Tell me that that is not a reference to sundown town behavior. You cannot convince me otherwise. So then we get to verse 2, and it just gets more unhinged as we move forward. He says, got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Like, speechless. This part had me speechless. Because who's been talking about the resistance? And demographically, who usually lives in cities? Black folks. The answer is black folks. And then it goes through that sundown town chorus again. And I just can't get the picture out of my mind when he says, see how far you make it down the road. There is a scene in Lovecraft Country, if you've ever seen that show, where they're in a sundown town and they get chased out of the town. And like, literally, that's all I can picture when I read that line. So then we get to the bridge where he unironically burned it to the ground with this song. So he says, full of good old boys raised upright. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. I feel like I could do a whole separate video on the historical context of what the good old boys means. Because if you search that term and the history of it, there's lots of different meanings from different areas of the country about what good old boys means. But when I hear that phrase, all I can think of is a group of white vigilantes who's made it their sole mission in life to keep black folks in check. Should I do a part 2 about the music video?
Okay, so this lady got a lot of backlash from, black people and white people as well. But since we're talking black people reacting to this video, I collected a few videos for you guys. So just watch the stitches, and after that, you guys let me know what you think about this entire situation, this controversy in the comment section below, and let's get into the stitches.
In Jason Aldean's new song.
No, we're not, because he didn't talk about race or anything else. He talked about stuff that you attribute to black folks, but he didn't mention race at all. Listen, I've listened to the song. I've downloaded it. I read the lyrics. Nothing in there pertained to me, and I'm as black as they come. What did he talk about? He talked about disrespecting the flag. He talked about crime. He talked about the Summer of Love riots. He talked about disrespecting the police. Now, if you attribute that to black folk, then that's on you. But he didn't mention black folk anywhere in that song. So if for you to attribute that to black folk, that's a reach for you. He didn't talk about sundown towns. He talked about small towns. In the South, there are small towns, okay? Listen, I live outside of New York City. I live in what would be considered a small town. None of that applied to me. Zeke Arkham, got your 6.
So are we going to talk about the racist dog whistles?
Yeah, we are. Because let me tell you something. In Jason Aldean's new song, he's not talking about race. If you were raised in the South and raised in a small town, you know exactly what he's talking about. In 2021, when they were burning the flags, stomping the flags, killing policemen, looting in their own town, Jason Aldean was basically saying, try this in a small town. That means you F around and find out what will happen to you, because we take care of each other in our own. It's not about white people living in a small town, because I was raised in one. So you let that stuff happen in our town, you will F around and find out what will happen to you. So Jason Aldean, you did your thing, honey. You need to find something else to do, baby girl. And stay off of him, because he did nothing wrong. Take care.
So are we going to talk about the racist dog whistles in Jason Aldean's new song or no?
So I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I don't see where that man was wrong at all. When I did my research and I listened to the song, this man is talking about a small town and how you won't get away with certain things in that small town that you would in a big city. Think about a small town like your neighborhood or your community, right? Some of y'all have neighbors, if you was to leave your house right now, they will always keep an eye on your crib for you. And you outside or your kids outside, they'll speak to you. You'll let your kids play with their kids. Anybody pull up to your house and knock on the door, they'll tell you, hey, somebody came to your house. You move into the neighborhood, they baking you cakes and cookies. Like, it's a community. So when he said try it in a small town, that's what I'm thinking he's talking about. Try it in a place where it's a community, where people stand up for one another. But if you think this man made songs about black people, then 9 out of 10, you probably racist. Like, literally, if you said you seen something on the news or something like that where somebody was like, yo, they said they robbing and stealing and killing, and the first thing you starting to think is, oh, yeah, black people. You need to do some soul searching, because you acting like all around the world it's only in America where black people is committing crime. Your skin color does not make you a criminal. Your mindset do.
Aldean's new song.
No, we're not. Because it's stupid. And you keep pulling things out your rear. Because, first off, the song had nothing to do with race. And I love how you did mention the fact that, this is a perfect example of how you can mention race without mentioning race. That was such a reach. All he was doing was mentioning unnecessary, violence towards police officers, the disrespect to the flag and country, and how they won't put up with that crap in small towns. But now you're pulling stuff. Come on now. Yo, you can't be serious. But I mean, hey, this is a land of free speech. Say what you want. It's perfectly fine. But I advise not making yourself look like a fool while you're at it. It is most important to not do such things. But hey, you do you.
So y'all know why liberals and leftists have a problem with Jason Aldean's new song, Try That in a Small Town, right? On the surface, they say that it's because it's dog whistling to racism. But you and I know that the liberals will stretch like Mr. Fantastic to attach anything to racism. And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it doesn't allude to anything racist at all. The real reason why they hate the song is because it is someone standing up to their nonsense. Basically saying, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back, but I'm going to hit you back much harder and make sure you're not able to hit ever again. They say, the song reeks of violence. Well, yeah, you guys started it first. Half my life I grew up in a big city, and the other half I was in a small town. And these liberals want to act like black people or Hispanics don't ever live in small towns. And trust me, people that live in small towns, no matter what their color or race or whatever you want to call it, all believe the same thing. If you poke the bear long enough, the bear's probably going to bite your face off. But it was your fault for poking the bear in the first place.
That sister did something that I have watched black women do since I've been alive. And that is go through and debunk the bullshit that is oftentimes white people's rhetoric. Watch her video and she parses through how Jason Aldean's claims that his video is 100% accurate with footage from America, and see what she is able to show in her video. But let's also get to the topic of Jason Aldean and the boldness of white supremacy. For me, I am not surprised. I can't even say that I'm really even angry. What I can say, though, is I am wanting white people, and this is who I'm going to be speaking to, white people to understand that for years, decades even, black people have watched and we've known where racism was, where it was coming from, and who was perpetrating it. We got told for years that racism is a thing of the past. It's going to die out with the older generation. How old is Jason Aldean? How old is Kyle Rittenhouse? How old was Dylan Roof when he came to Charleston, where I am? When he came to Charleston and massacred 9 innocent black people. The fact is, racism is something that white people have continued to deny to this day. And we're at a point as black people and marginalized people who have been the targets of said racism, we're not even, I can't even say we're tired of explaining it. We're not going to anymore. Because honestly, this is on y'all. Like, all you have to do is just search through. And no matter how many times you try to gaslight, deflect, or whatever, it always comes up. It was like crickets, nobody. Jason Aldean. I'm going to make a song talking about the South. But here's the funny thing about that. Black people live in the South. Black people live in small towns. You really want this smoke? You really want to make this the thing that you rile up? Is this the new redneck anthem for the summer of 2023? Cool. Game on.
Okay, so here are the lyrics that everyone is talking about. The title of this song is Try That in a Small Town. And it goes, sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at the red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Yeah, think it's cool. Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out the cops, spit in his face, stomp on the flag, and light it up. Yay. You think, guys, those are the lyrics. I'm sure you can see that. After you read this, please let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Otherwise, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Yeah, and I'll see you in my next video. This is a lot. Peace.